Before Xabi Alonso was appointed, Bayer Leverkusen was sitting in the relegation zone of the Bundesliga, and their fans in absolute despair at what they were seeing on the pitch. Now, since Xabi Alonso has been appointed, 45 games in, 24 games won, 11 draws, 10 losses, 98 goals scored, 52 conceded, and they're sitting top of the Bundesliga table and unbeaten this 2023-24 season at point of recording. Now, just how has Xabi Alonso transformed this terrific young Bayer Leverkusen? It all begins in the variation to the system. Now, prior to Xabi Alonso taking control, Leverkusen were playing a 4-4-2 formation, which didn't complement their players at all. Now, Xabi Alonso adapts his formation to whether he's in and out of possession. So in possession, we'll see him adopting a 3-4-3 formation. Out of possession, you look to play a 5-4-1 or a 5-2-3 formation, depending on who he's playing and how dangerous his opponents are. However, the most important thing, it's not the change in formation, it's how his players adapt to the formation, which we'll look into very shortly. So let's look at what they do in possession. So the objective in possession is to play a positional game. So the objective is to create space centrally, especially inside the inside channels for their number 10 or number 8s to operate in. Now this is crucial, and the crucial players to this are the wing backs. Now, Xabi Alonso likes to play a controlled possession plays, slowly building up the play through the lines and getting these players to play fluidly, smoothly, and just transition through the lines, beating the lines of press with short 1-2 precise passing. But don't get me wrong, he does like to go direct as well, and that means he can target space with pace. Now, what he wants to do in possession is get his full-backs, or now wing-backs, to be so high up, they're almost acting like wingers, which pushes on their traditional wingers to almost act like forwards or wide forwards. And that leaves space in central areas for his two pivoting midfielders to get on the ball and dictate the game. Now, this also creates space for the number 10 in central areas to receive the ball and have optimal options in front of them. So his 3 central midfielders, his 2 pivot midfielders, and his number 10 will dictate the play, but they'll hold the play long enough to draw opposition out towards him, so they'll encourage the press, and then he'll get his wing backs to create a load of width. And the reason for doing this is because it creates a passing lane inside the channels, where either his 2 forwards, well, Boniface will be the predominant forward, but in possession you'll have somebody supporting him, and this will allow his number 10 to get on the ball and spray those plays. So he's got optimal options, 2 inside the half channels, 2 out wide, and additional wing backs creating width. So he's got 5 or 6 options at his disposal. So if a passing lane is closed off, he can turn around and he's got an additional option ahead of him. This also creates overloads in the final third, and that's dangerous. So if the number 10 can get on the ball, get the ball out wide early, this allows his wingers or wing backs to isolate their players. When you've got the likes of Frimpong, Adil, Hinakbi, or whoever it might be, running at you with pace, that is dangerous. This also gives his wingers or wing backs the room and the options to either send a cross in because he's going to have bodies in the box because he's created overloads in the final third, or they can cut inside and attack those inside channels with pace, with purpose, and with intent. So if the ball is turned over, then he gets his players to result back into a 5-4-1 formation or a 5-2-3 formation. The reason behind this structural change that he's adapted to the previous manager, it creates more balance about the squad. So because he's got his wingers so high up, he's got his two pivoting players, so for example, if Frimpong gets back early enough, Hinakbi doesn't have to, because he'll get the left centre back to cover the left back position and so forth. If his left full back gets back early enough, his right full back may not have to, because he'll get the right centre back to chauffeur around and cover that position. And then what he does with these defenders, he wants them attacking with pace, with intent and aggressively. So he wants his defenders to play on the front foot and win the ball back as early as possible. Now, what he does out of possession, he'll get his players pressing as high with intent. Now, he'll get his wing backs pressing so high they're on the opposition box. Then he'll get his full backs to press so high that they're pressing the opposition's wing backs. And this is to win the ball back as early as possible. And in doing this, what I meant by balance was with these fullbacks pressing so high, this will allow his two pivoting players to cover and shuffle into the space when necessary. Now, if they fail to win the ball back in this instance, they'll get the striker to press aggressively and almost force them into the touchline. This completely eradicates the opposition trying to switch the play. And with this approach, this means they've got a better chance for a turnover and a better chance of scoring a goal, forcing a turnover so high up the pitch. Prior to Xabi Alonso coming in, they would tend to just stay inside a mid-block and try and just almost just block lines, not press aggressively, and the players almost switched off. So it's credit and testament to Xabi Alonso that he's got his ideas over so quickly as he has done. So in a nutshell, in possession, his wing backs will be so high up the pitch you'll almost think the wingers you'll almost think the forwards, and you'll have a triangle shape in the middle of the pitch that has the freedom to dictate play. Out of possession, you'll press aggressively, you'll get his defenders playing on the front foot, and he wants to win that ball back as early as possible inside a 5-4-1 formation, mainly. But there we are. That's how Xabi Alonso has transitioned this team into world beaters. So drop a comment in the below if you like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and enjoy your day, guys.